Hello, everyone. Coming live to make the weekly All Signs videos. This is what you need to hear, see, feel, and know so that you can manifest your heart's desires. Because you're new to me, my name is Kelly Lunt. I'm a channel, so I talk to the spirit guides. I'm also a medium, so I can speak to crossed over loved ones. And I am a law of attraction expert. I just like to come and make videos for you guys to help you manifest your heart's desires. So let's get into Aries. I'm just writing the timestamps down. That's what you are seeing. What does Aries need to hear, see, feel this month? And if you're coming live and you would like a mini read, you could super chat $20 and I'll get to you in between the zodiac signs. So, what does Aries need to hear, see, feel, know this week? Okay, so it looks like there's a little bit of energy of. Actually, I kind of need to look at the cards. Here's your cards. I need to look at them. You're in a little bit of an energy of not allowing yourself to change the way that you're viewing something, as well as feeling stuck because you don't have the thing that you want yet. Um, and in your mind right now, it's like no, because once I get that, then I'll be unstuck. Once I get my manifestation, then my life will be balanced, complete, and whole. So maybe it's a relationship, or maybe it's a more harmony in a current relationship. Um, yeah, but you're just you're stuck in just this limbo of like, okay, I got to keep myself busy and distracted so I don't think about the thing, so I can let the manifestation go and do its thing. But I don't get it if I'm not thinking about it. That means I'm not going to get it right because I got to prove and demonstrate how much I want it. Yeah. And once I get it, then I'll feel balanced and good. But the energy to be in is more at a place of I appreciate my life up until today. It's gotten me ready for this. It's gotten me ready for what it is that I desire. Any past relationship, I extract everything good from them, from everything that I want in a current partner, and everything bad, quote unquote, contrast. I allow that to add extra clarity that I'm ready to cross over into a relationship. So you may or may not be manifesting a relationship. It's actually not clear that on the cards that came out. It's just an example. So it might be money, it might be a job, it might be, I appreciate every crappy job I've had before this because it really gave me clarity that I'm ready to apply for a more serious position. Because it kind of looks like there's been a little bit of like a commitment phobe for crossing over into this next stage of your life, whether it be take your business more seriously, take a relationship more seriously. Um, so that's why you want to extract everything from my past that I want moving forward. I take with me and I vibrate at it strongly. Everything from my past that was contrast, I allow that to add clarity that I am ready to move into commitment, that I am ready to move into the next stage. Like that's where your focus needs to be for there. It does look like overall you're going through a shift of wanting to be more intentional with your time. So it's kind of like the unhelpful energy there is the I'm going to go to work to distract myself. Okay, I went to work and distracted myself. I let the universe do its thing. Where's my thing, right? I got to keep myself busy so I'm happy. I got to do all these things so I'm happy because then I'm a match for my thing. But on the other side, it's like you're starting to recognize that it's just about being more intentional with my time. Like, okay, if I am the type of person who I value a physically fit body, that means I work out. Once you do like that first stage and start working out, you go 3, 4 times a week. And once you start getting more and more gains, then it tends to be oh, well, if I want even more gains, I need to start including flexibility and mobility in there. Oh, wow, I need to start dedicating more time to recovery. Wow, the gym session that used to be 20, 30 minutes is now like 2 hours. Oh man, and if I really want to make sure I'm good, I need to set aside more time for like stretching and recovery afterwards. Um, so it's like that switch from gotta keep myself busy so it looks like I'm cool and fun so I can get the cool fun guy to whoa, this is actually the kind of life that I like to create. So it's like being more at peace with I do like doing Zumba twice a week. And in order to do that, here's everything I do beforehand to get ready for it. Here's everything I do after for it to get the full experience out of it. That way, when you meet someone, you're calm in your body and have fully accepted your life's experience and the type of life that you do want. So that's like the energy that you kind of like need to move into that. And then from there, it's about being willing to be a little bit more clear in your communication when you talk to people. Um, it's like if you are passionate about something, be willing to share that passion. It is like I do like being a medium and making YouTube channels. I like that it could just get out to so many people. And I have people in like London and Dubai saying thank you so much for my videos. And there's a woman driving in Dubai now because of the coaching she's experienced with me. So it's like being willing to like share that passion. But you're only going to get that when you're ready to be clear and you kind of get over that moving to that next stage of your life is gonna be quote unquote boring. That was a lot thrown at you, Aries. Good luck with that, Aries. Let's move on to Taurus. So Taurus, you're at minute 6. I'm just starting the timestamp, guys. What does Taurus need to see, hear, feel this week? Okay, you are really looking for emotional contentment and satisfaction in your life right now. You are just ready for emotional fulfillment. I do think some of you think it's going to come from someone being fully devoted to you, someone fully focusing on you. That's a little bit of trying to get someone outside of you to solve your problem, which it's okay because we are humans, we are social creatures. We did come down here to experience relationships. We are happier when we have good relationships, people to call over to barbecues, people who invite us over to barbecues. Um, so it's okay to want a relationship, but you're looking for more emotional fulfillment and recognizing I do like being in a relationship. You do get a lot of emotional satisfaction and fulfillment and companionship needs met from it and life vision and life planning. I prefer being in a relationship. You just and knowing that a perk of being in a relationship, it does, imply that someone does mainly focus on you. Because it kind of just looks like Taurus. There's a little bit of energy of like if they're fully devoted to me, they would be thinking about me all the time, right? There's a little bit of you that's like their focus and energy needs to be on me like all the time. So just that just needs to be kind of corrected. Um, because otherwise you'll get a controlling guy. And I don't know why this is coming up, Taurus, but there's a little bit of a like let go. Because a man who is like ready to like settle down, I'm just a messenger. A man who's like ready to settle down, he is gonna like go out and go on a couple dates and see who are the viable dating options that are available to me right now. And then he'll go on one, two, three dates with all of them until he can go, okay, of all the ones who are also like single, ready to mingle, be relationship, he's like, these are the ones who are actually potential match for me. Then he'll go on date 4, 5, 6 with them. So it's kind of like don't like put the cart before the horse. Be okay with like appreciating and basking in. I love that I'm being seriously vetted. I love that I'm now attracting in men who are serious and ready for commitment. And this could, apply this to work too for Taurus who's not looking for love. I like that I'm getting like serious job offers now. I like that I'm getting companies that like to invest in their employees as well. Um, okay, because it also does look like Taurus. You're putting a little bit of pressure on yourself to be like either that perfect picture feminine energy to get that high value masculine man, or you're putting that energy on pressure yourself if this is a work reading for you. Like, no, I'm a high energy person. I'm always productive. I always get stuff done. So when you're in the interviewing process, you're like, no, I'm going to outshine all the other candidates. I'm going to go write a blog post on LinkedIn and I'm going to go do this so that they see that I'm the highest energy, most proactive candidate. But like, it's just like, it's unnecessary pressure because manifesting is all about sinking into the feeling of being who you want to be, of having what it is you want to have. So there's just like a little bit of a slight disconnect, Taurus, from like this is where you need to vibrate to get what you want, and you're like right here, kind of trying to like force it. Like I'm that person. Okay, what's the advice for them, Spirit? We don't just tell people what they're doing wrong on this channel. We tell you how to fix and change your energy so you can get the things that you want. Say hi for coming live. Um, okay. Oh, so the advice is to like keep focusing on your happiness, keep doing things that bring you like ultimate happy and like an expression of yourself. It's truly enjoying the things that you do. It's like I love yoga. I love teaching yoga. Oh my god, the last workshop I threw, it was so good. And then there's a little bit of returning to the fact that like you like to love. You want an avenue too to like focus on someone to like cook something good for them. It's like you're leaving this phase of like not tit for tat. This phase of, oh, I'm going to show him I love him by doing this. Okay, but and that's that force interest I was talking about, and you're sinking into the authentic expression of you, which is a I do like showing a person I love them by making delicious, healthy food for them. Give me a man who likes to be spoiled and loved on that way. And like once you kind of realize that, then you got the fool card, which means you're gonna go on a whole new journey. You're gonna feel so much more at peace and at home with your body when you can make those few shifts. All right, let's see. Up next is Gemini. Gemini, you are at 11:18. I'm just trying the timestamps on my phone. What does Gemini need to hear, see, feel, and know this month? Okay, I'm being guided to shuffle the cards. What does Gemini need to hear, see, feel, and know this week? And how do we help them get into the vibrations that they are matched to their manifestations? Okay, the cards are ready, Gemini. Gemini, there's a little bit of insisting on fairness in your life right now. There's just mm, it kind of there's something that like started, but it's off to like, just a little bit of a bumpy, rocky start or like a delay in communication, just like some sort of it's a new start, but it's a little bit of it like a challenging new start. I don't see it like, heavy drudgery new start, but just like a slight kind of challenge as it's starting. It's just not like free flow rolling. And I'm not saying the other person doesn't have a part in this, but Gemini, this reading's for you and the part that you're playing in it. There's a little your energy is a little bit too much focused on fairness, just, right. Okay, but I want to share. There was, I don't know, some video clip I watched somewhere of like a relationship. People are like, it should be 50-50. And the people in there who had like 20, 30-year successful marriages were like, no, relationships are never 50-50. Relationships are that 100-100. But what that 100-100 means is that just means we're both focused on the relationship. We both want the relationship, but we take an honest assessment. Like when my husband and I come home, we always ask like, hey, what's your energy at? My energy battery is at 20%. My energy is at 60%. Okay, what's everything we've got to get done? We've got to take my mom here. We've got to take the kids here. We've got to plan this. And then, given that that person has 60% energy and I have 20%, we kind of divvy up the tasks. And we have found that when we switch to that, that's when everything feels a little bit more fair because then when the other person has their low energy day, for us, it's worked out that I tend to be a little bit higher. And they're like, in those rare few days where we're both like, I'm at 20%, I'm at 20%, we just look at the task list for like the family, what needs to get done. We go, all of this can be pushed back. Tonight is a comfy, cozy day. Bare minimum, we just need to make food for all of us or order in food. And it's just a day we're going to cuddle and watch a movie together. She's like, and when we switch to that, it let go of the pressure of always achieving and it let go of right, wrong, fairness. Um, yeah. So whatever reason why you're insisting on fairness. Maybe you're trying to protect yourself. Maybe you got taken advantage of in the past. Love yourself. Love that you're trying to protect yourself, but recognize that when it's a relationship, and I'm not even talking about like a romantic relationship right now. This might be like a coworker. It might be like, all right, my coworker and I, we split the social media stuff, but her boyfriend just broke up with her in a brutal way. Like, all right, fine, girl, give me all your stuff, but like, take care of yourself today. You got a couple days, but then like, if I do all this, I'm at Friday. I need you to take care of this. So by Friday, get like I need you to get your stuff together. Like that's just when any type of relationship you're in is going to feel more like balanced and harmonious, and you're really going to start feeling more hopeful in life overall. All right, let's see. What sign is up next? Up next is Cancer. And I'm starting the timestamps on my phone, guys. 1502. Cancer is up next. Oh, and guys, if you want a free meditation to meet your spirit guide, I'm going to link that in the comments down below after, along with the timestamps. Hey, if you guys are watching live, say hello. What sign are you on? If I've already done you, I'll give you the timestamp. Okay, so what we are on Cancer. What does Cancer need to hear, see, feel this month? Hey, I remember Cancer. I remember your readings for a while have been a little bit about you putting in the work to get better at like friendships and relationships. And so you got the Page of Cups, the Fool, and the Lovers cards. This is a good read. This means it looks like all that like work you've been putting into to like talk to more people, go out, put yourself out there, be vulnerable, practice different ways of communicating with people. It looks like you're kind of like you're almost at a tipping point where it is going to start feeling more abundant. You're going to start feeling like an attractive, capable partner, and you're going to feel like you can start taking like risks in love now. Um, I almost want to say you're feeling a little bit more settled and sinking into I have a good baseline, like you have a good foundation. So that might mean family, it might mean friends that you're like, okay, I have enough love in my life with these that I can now take that risk in love. um, I honestly, Cancer, your reading's kinda, like, sweet and simple. It was worth all the effort and the energy that you're putting in. Kinda be okay with admitting to yourself that you do want love, and that you wanna communicate in a way where you both feel loved and friendly and uplifted. And yeah, you're just at that tipping point where it's gonna start to feel more fun for you. Yeah, and you're gonna start to feel more bold and a little bit more passionate about life and like just willing to take that like risk to like, I do want to ask this girl out. I do want to ask this guy out. Um, yeah, Cancer, yours was short and sweet, but good job. You've been putting in that work for a while. Okay, now we're on to Leo, 1710. What does a Leo need to hear, see, feel, and know this month? Ooh, I'm being guided to shuffle the cards. Leo, as we shuffle the cards, if you want to meet your own spirit guide, or master the law of attraction, I put together some free gifts. I have a meditation that will take you on a journey to the Temple of the Masters to meet your spirit guide, and I also put together a free five video series mini manifesting course. I will link to that in the comment with the timestamps. Whoa, Leo. Whoa, you believe it or not, because I think that you're a little conflicted. So believe it or not, Leo, you kind of do want unity. You want companionship. You want love. Um, and I don't think like love for love's sakes. I'm not picking up that you want that like dramatic Romeo and Juliet, like crazy love story. Like, I think you're really starting to realize that you want a life story with someone who you can integrate with on the day to day level of your life. Because it kind of looks like in the past, it's been a little bit of a, well, they'd be a good choice. Here's why. Well, we could work out. Here's why. And now it's kind of like you're just sinking into this. I just want us to like integrate on the day to day really well. Like, whoever it is I partner with, like, we got to run a household well together. Um, and it's like you're starting to realize that that is like the foundation. Do we communicate well? Do we handle conflict well together? Do we have a similar enough lifestyle that running a household is easy for us? That us running a household together actually just makes it easier and feels like work's being taken off of each other's back, even though we're like running a household together. It's kind of like you're starting to realize that that like needs to be the foundation, and then the fun, and then the adventure, and then the romance. Because it kind of looks like, I don't know how to word this. It looks like you made like romance and romantic gestures like too big of a deal, and like, oh, I just can't keep up all that stuff. But I think like the missing piece for you has been when the home life is running functioning, that's going to be like more than 60. Like that's like 70 to 80% of a functional relationship. So it's kind of like recognizing that you're like out of high school, you're out of college, right? Because in high school and college, a lot of that foundation's already set for you. So love is just the flowers, the movies, the dates, the sweet gestures. And that's all it was, right? Because a lot of the foundations are taken care of you by like family, by school, by the structure placed in by society. But now that you're an adult, the foundation's not there. So you're just like becoming aware that like that's a good or just know that when that's set in place, that's gonna be, like, a lot of the heavy lifting of the relationship. It does kinda look like there's a little bit of, I wanna say impulsive nature within you right now that you're combating, and I do almost wanna say that it's about contacting someone. I wanna guess an ex. Yeah. I think it's an ex. I don't think they're currently in your mind because you're in a little bit of a mind trap right now. I want to contact them and reach out. But no, I don't want to like backslide and them think this is okay. Because it looks like there's something that you thought was like worth defending for in relationship. Maybe it was, I don't want to say like ego or pride. There's just something that you thought like, no, this is the type of relationship that I want. And I think you don't think that you could have gotten that met with them. So you're like, "No, I need to say no," but I think this person is kinda on your mind a lot, to be honest. And you're making it like a battle of willpower, like a, "No, I need to get over them. I need to go find someone new. I need to stop thinking about them. I need to work out more," like, right? But you're having this impulsive nature of, like, wanting to, like, reach out too. And all I can tell you, love is possible with this person for sure. They're a very passionate individual. All I can tell you is that love is possible with whoever this is. Yeah, man. Wow. And not only that, I think like, okay, I'm gonna say it for the people who have like an ex this is applying to, go with that storyline. The other storyline that would be for someone who's like definitely like, no, it's not an ex. Um, this is about you just crossing over into like being willing to admit that that it is a priority for you right now. And that you do want it and that you do want to lock in a life partner. I'm talking about a life partner, not a love partner, okay? Um, Either once you reach out to this person, apologize, have the conversation, or you just admit to yourself that like love is a priority for me right now. Because loving someone, having a life partner is like having that life witness, that person who witnesses your life. To love is to choose to focus on someone with positive intent and be a witness to their life. Whoa, you remember when you were 30s and you were doing blah, 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 blah? Oh my God. Yeah, I remember in our 20s when we were doing this or that. It makes your life come more alive when you have that person who like remembers it with you and like you're sharing memories and you're like, okay, well, we did this in our 20s, we did this in our 30s. What if this is what we do in our 40s? Um, like, just kinda like when you admit that you just wanna call them and talk it out or admit that you want love, like, a life cycle of yours is gonna come complete, and I think because you're feeling the, like, gravity of that life lesson being complete, it is a recognition that this previous chapter of your life is over, and it could be that, like, that, like, toddler tantrum, "I don't wanna leave the park, no," because it's like, "Did I enjoy that phase enough? Did I enjoy everything about it?" And so, like, I think the mistake that you're making is you're equating life partner commitment instead of just admitting that that has a new priority, that has a sense of responsibility, it has a duty with it. Instead of just admitting that that life choice has that, you are putting it on that person. You're making me leave the park. You're making like so I hope that kind of makes sense for you guys. Yeah, and it's about just when you communicate your needs or wants either to yourself or spirit or the other person, it's like turn the intensity down, not like a, but I want someone fun and adventurous. You better be fun and adventurous, right? It's a, Well, yeah, my ideal relationship is going to have a sense of spontaneity to it, fun adventures. Like, hopefully my partner and I, we could get away, whatever your schedule is. Hopefully, we could get away at least once a quarter, a little 3, 4 day weekend, just us two, because I do like that romance and to keep that connection alive. Like, do you see the difference? And like when we do those 4 days, I kind of do like going to a new place and exploring it. I like finding something really adventurous to do there. So I like going outdoors, camping, climbing. So it's like a communication instead of a, but I want fun and adventure. I think you're too old and don't have enough energy. Like, do you see that kind of like difference? Like well, yeah, that is a type of relationship I'm looking for. And then if like, I don't know if there's an age gap, you can say, I guess I do get a little worried about like your age and like, is that something you'd want to do? Because it would be important to me, like my partner and I, if we could just like do a good 5 mile jog around the city on the first day. Like I like that physical connection with the person. Like I just being a little more balanced in like how you communicate it. Oh God, once you learn that lesson, it's gonna be a huge positive turn in your relationships, Leo. Yeah, you want a very loving person. For the people who there's an ex, the person was very loving and there was just a miscommunication. God, there's still love possible there between the two of you. For those of you who there is no ex, you want a very soft, loving, kind, caring person. So that's why you got to like change your communication a little bit, take it from intensity to intimacy. Those are different. Don't confuse intensity for intimacy, Leo. And thanks for that heart. Who's watching? Give me a like. Say hello. Let's see. Okay, who's after Leo? Well, now we're on to Virgo at 26:36. I'm just doing the timestamps on my phone, guys. 26:36 for Virgo. I do not need to shuffle those in, but this one does need a little bit of a shuffle. One more. Actually, these are the three cards that want to come out. Oh, interesting, Virgo. Um, Virgo, life's about to be more fun for you. I think there's a little bit you're working through something right now. And honestly, Virgo, I think it's like really about giving up your independence. I think you used to pride yourself on how independent you were and how self-sufficient you were. And like, yeah, those days are gone. The growing desire for a family and like a happy home life is really growing on you. And if it's not like a family and happy home life, community, friendships, like people where it's a default expectation that you guys are hanging out that week. But it does kind of look like it's a little, I don't want to use the word struggle. You're having a hard time like ending that chapter of your life. You're having a hard time walking away from that, from like that pride of I'm independent, I'm self-sufficient. It's gonna feel like a swallowing of your pride. It's gonna feel like an ego death. Um, oh, okay. But it's interesting when I asked for advice, it's recognizing that admitting you want the relationship that's close and all that, that's when you're gonna really, like, come into your own. Like, that's truly you being you. Like, I do like life better when there's a good relationship going on. I do enjoy having a cute honey bunny next to me. Um, and there's a little bit of needing to admit, I did acquire all these resources. I would like to dedicate some of it to a good relationship, but there's also once you get that partner in there, something about money is going to be easier, and it's not about them bringing money to the table. It's something about your personal money life is going to get like better and easier. I think it might be someone who could just like, oh, yeah, you're at a crossroads. You're either going to like, no, I'm independent, and you're going to go the hermit mode, or you're going to be like, hey, I'm okay with I want a relationship, so I'm okay with dedicating some of my resources to the relationship. And you got the king of earth, so you're either going to go be this lonely man, the hermit, who just walks around by himself, or are you going to be the king of earth? And the king of earth always has the 10 of earth as his life. So there's the king of earth, right? Look at him on his throne, his money, his being good. and he has the wife and the kids and the cousins. You're just like a little bit of crossroads. Right now, your energy is leaning more towards the love, but it's kind of like not a warning because that sounds too just dire and dramatic. But I would say, like, you got to lean into what it is you really want, Virgo. If you guys comment what sign you are, I'll give you the timestamp. I've been writing the timestamps down as I go. But once you do kind of like have that little bit of a swallow the pride or ego death, you got the sun followed by the eight of fire. So there will be more, you'll feel a more soul level happiness after you make this transition. And communication will pick up. And I think you're going to be quite surprised at how much you enjoy the more consistent communication and daily touch points with a special someone. So I think you're really like letting go of the bro phase. Like, I got my bros. I don't need a girl to provide intellectual stimulation or conversation. Like, no, we only come together for these two reasons and get your needs met elsewhere. I think you're going to be incredibly surprised at how much you truly enjoy having that special connection with that special someone. All right, now we are on to Libra. What does Libra need to hear, see, feel? And I don't need to shuffle the cards. Libra, I want to say that you're about to enter like a golden age of your life. Everything's going to get easier. Your energy is going to be bounding up. Money. I think money's going to be like okay for sure. Yeah. This isn't about money for you though. This is definitely about emotional fulfillment, emotional contentment. It kind of looks like you're like Cancer, Libra. Short and sweet message. You're really sinking into the emotional satisfaction of your life, and not only the emotional satisfaction of your life with like the relationships that you have in your life. um it's content with your money, it's content with the frame that you built for your life, what you value, what you like, what you want to go after. But it's also like where you're literally enjoying the day-to-day small things. Like, I am so glad that we got this house and we got this patio with this view, because there is nothing better than waking up to tea on this patio. Nothing's better than having either my cute honey bunny at home or my friend who comes over and enjoys it with me. My money is fine. Of course, I'd like it to grow. When you're ready to focus on money again, though, that will happen. So I guess your read is just a good job. Good job. Good job, and keep enjoying. Everyone wants to be a Libra this week. Okay, let's go on to Scorpio 3243. What does Scorpio need to hear this week? And I need to shuffle the cards. So, Scorpio, if you want to learn how to manifest, I put together a free mini manifesting video series. And I also put together free meditation to meet your spirit guide. If you would like to do that, I will link to that in the comment with the timestamps. Okay, wants to be shuffled even more. Well, now I'm really curious what's going to happen for you, Scorpio. What does Scorpio need to hear, see, feel, and know this month? Help them get as high vibe as they possibly can. Help them hear what they need to hear, see what they need to see, feel what they need to feel, so they can just become a vibrational match for all of their desires and manifestations. Okay, the cards are ready. Whoa. Until you gain a new perspective on whatever the situation of yours is, you're going to stay stuck. You need to gain a new perspective on this situation so that you can move on and move forward. There's a little bit of trying to like force it to make it work, patience, but yeah, you're really trying to make something work. Really, the advice is The advice is to spend like you got to do that 15-minute meditation every day, and it just set a timer. You want to sit up straight because you want to pretend that there's in your that what's that bone called here? The sternum? Pretend there's a string pulling you straight up, and pretend there's a string pulling up straight from your back. Sit up straight, close your eyes, set a timer for 15 minutes, and you could either choose to focus on a sound or you can choose to focus on the feeling of your body breathing. And as you breathe in, you can think the words in. And as you breathe out, you can think out, out, out. Because there's going to be something that during quiet contemplation time where you're clearing your mind, you're going to have an epiphany that changes your outlook. And I'm just going to tell you the end result, man. I'm just the messenger. You're going to gain the epiphany that's going to make you realize you need to move on. There's just a little bit of fear of the unknown that has kept you trying to make this work, but you're going to realize, oh my God, I've got to move on. And all I can tell you is that once you go through all of that, you got the King of Earth as the outcome. So you are going to like literally move on to greener pastures. It's going to be worth it. The pastures are going to be greener, and you got the Queen of Cups. So it's going to be worth it to go through that. Okay, let's see. Who is next? Sagittarius is next. You were at 3606. Okay, so what does Sagittarius need to hear, see, feel? Know this week. Don't rush love. Don't rush love. Don't try to rush conflict resolution either. One thing about being in a relationship is, hold on, Spirit's telling me to flip the order. Okay. Right now, there's a little bit of an energy of a no, we can like squash this disagreement. This is what I did. This is how you took it. You need to take it this way instead. There, problem solved. You're coming to this energy of like, no, look, here's what needs to be done. No, look, here's how it needs to be viewed. Problem solved. Move on, get over it. Okay. But relationships are two people with two sets of emotions. So sometimes conflict can take a couple days, even a couple weeks. It depends how long you're together. It depends how much money you're sharing. But it's a, well, hey, like I was thinking about our situation and here's what I'm thinking, feeling about it. And like, I just got to tell you, I like, that wasn't my intention. I think you're misinterpreting the situation a little bit because here's how I meant it. You then have to give them time, right? It's like, oh, he didn't turn off his phone to ignore me and cheat on me. Whoa, like you got to give him time to go, whoa, and like let the emotions ride out. Because you just have this energy of like, it's a quick fix, here it is. But relationships are literally about two people witnessing each other's lives and allowing them to have their emotions. And you allowing them to have time to go, oh, okay, I did misinterpret that. You had to turn your phone off because you were going into like an NDA signed meeting and I'm going to get lunch with your business partners on Friday. Like, okay. And they're like, okay, phew. Because whoever this is, it's just a passionate individual and they just feel slighted. So you got like just you got to start viewing conflict as a back and forth, like a ping pong match. I hit the ball and go, babe, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean it that way. And I could see how you could took it that way, but I didn't mean it that way. But like, I want to be with you right now as you move through these emotions, but I also want to like understand how I can communicate this differently so that it doesn't, hurt your feelings, or how can we help you always interpret it this way type of a situation. Like you got to give it breathing room and you got to give the other person time to like let their emotions ride out before they come around. All right. That was for Sagittarius. Now we're on to Capricorn. What's up, my fellow Capricorns? How are you guys? You don't need to shuffle the deck. Do I need to shuffle this? Yes. Aw, Capricorn, you're being a little obsessive. You're being a little, this is what I want. This is what I want. This is what I want. That's okay though. I'm not seeing anything wrong with that. That's okay. There does need to rely that there's a little that like the answer is more of an energetic one. Like it's kind of like it's okay to be thinking about it all the time and like wanting it all the time and doing your manifestation work on it all the time. But like you don't need to communicate it to others all the time. Yeah. It's kind of like keep this manifestation that you really, really want. Go ahead and be okay with like keeping it to yourself. Because the more that you talk about it to other people, the more that you're gonna get their influence on you. You know, like, gosh, Capricorn, what's coming to mind is I remember there was a period of my life where I just had this awakening of like, oh my God, you know what? I do want a man in my life. I do want to get married. And then like the bitter old ladies would just, don't just marry anyone. Don't just say you want to get married. We can make sure it's a good marriage. And I'm like, oh, you know? So it's kind of like keep your manifestation to yourself. Be okay that you think about it all the time, but don't like talk about it and communicate it to others all the time. Yeah. That's when you're really gonna that's gonna be a close of a chapter for you. Where that's when people will go back to how does that person just have that magical life where things work out for them and things are going well for them. They have so much fun. There's always like achieving and accomplishing things, you're gonna get back into that kind of like juicy good life where people are like, how do they do it? Whereas right now, some people are like taking a little ownership, like I gotta steer her in the right direction. She's achieving that because I'm helping with this. If you just kind of start to keep your manifestation to yourself, your life's gonna get better. It does look like there's a little bit of a sadness going on right now. There's something from your past that you're just like sad about. I guess you thought it was gonna be like a new passionate start. It didn't kind of work out that way. There was more going on than meets the eye when whatever this like rendezvous was about. You are beating yourself up for, did I not communicate it right? Did I not blah 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 blah, but it's just recognizing that like I don't want to say the timing wasn't right. I think it's more that you weren't fully embracing who you are and what you wanted. So it's like the manifestation got away from you. Um and it kind of looks like you didn't want to force someone to do something that they didn't want to do. Okay. But since whatever sadness happened, you've kind of come into your own and it was like, no, I do want this. I do want that. I do expect this. So you've actually kind of changed quite a bit since then, and you'll be able to communicate it so much more differently than you used to be. It's like you're not that like weak, quiet, shy girl anymore. Yeah, you've come into your own and now you're like, you are ready. Fuck, you're ready, Capricorn. You're ready. You're much more willing to be a team player now. You're much more willing to be part of a team and a partnership and like, okay, that's what you need. Guys, and there's a difference in relationships between like self-sacrifice and just doing something you don't want to do. I think there was a phase in your life, Capricorn, where, so much of your relationships were enmeshment, self sacrifice that you had to like swing over here and go, nope, I'm not doing anything I don't want to do. And now you're like, oh, wait, there's a difference between self sacrificing a value of mine, a core need of mine, and just sometimes having to do things that I don't want to do that will make the other person happy. Like there's a difference between the two of those. And you're just like, you're definitely finding that balance. Yeah, not your relationships are about to get better. Your money's about to get better. You're gonna have a more playful communication in life. Your life's gonna pick up a lot more action. I do see a lot more adventure. I think it's gonna like as you just get into this happiness of this new life, I think you are gonna have that moment where you like cry and kind of completely release the sad phase of your life. And all I can say is get better at making decisions and commitments. It's okay to go for things and like change your mind later. But there definitely just needs to be a bit of you that like starts saying yes to things and like, yes, I do want a relationship with you. Yes, I do want to do this like part-time job. Like you got like there's just it looks like there's a little fear of like, wait, what if I say yes to that and it doesn't turn out well? What if I say yes to that and I don't like it? It's like you gotta say yes to life again, Capricorn. It's gonna be balanced. It's gonna be yeah. Good stuff's coming for you. the more that you like sink in and go, this is the kind of life I like living. This is the kind of relationship that I want. The more that you do that, the better it's going to get for you, Capricorn. Okay, who is next? Oh, up next is Aquarius at 44:55. What does Aquarius need to hear, see, feel, and know this week? Well, let me clear up the other cards. Let me clear up this mess of a card spread I did when I was working on Capricorn. Okay, so this is Aquarius. Hmm. Aquarius, you definitely have the opportunity and the chance for like a new start in life and like a new start where you fall in love with life and you enjoy it again and it just feels more balanced and there's more happiness and contentment. I think there's a little bit of beating yourself up for stuff you did in the past. And sometimes there does. Let me just give you a personal example, right? There was a lot of my family lived in California and Colorado. I moved out to Tennessee. It was only ever supposed to be like a year, 10 years later. Okay. And then I think at like year 9 when I was here, I realized like, wait a second, I'm not connected to my family anymore. Like, hold on. And then when I went back, I was like, oh my God, it's different. I've changed. Like I actually feel closer to my friends. They're more family like feeling to me. But I was beating myself up. Why didn't I move to Colorado? Why didn't I go there? I could have had family. I could have had those family barbecues. I could have. And then like it's a bitter pill to swallow. And it's like okay, well, this is where my life is now. And for some of you, it does kind of like for a lot of you, it's like it's a starting over point where it's like, okay, I did move here. My life is here now. So you don't want to stay stuck in that. Why didn't I stay living where I lived? I had really good neighbors. I didn't realize how much I valued that. Now that I'm here and I don't have that, you can't stay stuck in that. You got to move on to this is where I live now. This is my new environment. God, universe, angels, show me a new way to be. Show me a new way to view things. Show me how to enjoy this. Show me how to start the new life. Show me how to get the friendship and the companionship and the connection here. Um, because all I can tell you is when you just have that, you know what? I did some things in my past. I messed up those relationships. Or in my case, I moved here. I moved away from them. Once you just kind of are willing to like close down that chapter and move forward, like all I can tell you is a more balanced emotional state and happiness is possible for you. And it does kind of look like there was a little bit of Aquarius of you expecting them to like wake up and apologize one day or like no, that's not quite right. It's more like you were kind of being a little firm and like putting your foot down like a no, this is what it needs to be. I'm not backing down. My needs are important. And now you're realizing like, oh, actually, I see how I could have been more accommodating and a little bit more kind and a little bit more easy to connect with. You got to view though, instead of viewing it as like, well, I messed up, I'm doomed for unhappiness. It's got to be I'm glad I learned those lessons. This is humbling. This is sad. This is crying. I don't want to start over. I feel scared. And let's do this, universe. Show me how to rock it. Show me how to make friends. Um, but I'm sending you some love, Aquarius. That's a little bit of a rough read to get. So you guys can do it. Anything is literally possible. Um, if you guys want a little hope or inspiration, you can just Google something like successful business owners that started later in life. And you're getting some people started successful businesses in their 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. So you can always create something new. Okay, let's move on to Pisces. What does Pisces need to hear, see, feel, and know this week? Do I need to shuffle the cards? Nope. Wow. Well, Pisces, interesting. Yours is, hold on, a clarifying card wants to come out. Yours is a little bit of be okay with enjoying your success, be okay with enjoying the laurels of your success, be okay that you've got a little bit of a good life going on, Like, and be okay with protecting your peace, be okay that you're, like, on the right track, you got the 7 of earth, which means seeds are well planted. It's kind of like you got over that hurdle phase of, like, getting something off the ground, you sorted stuff, you figured it out, and it's like, "Whoa, I'm on the right path, the seeds are well planted, the trees are growing, I just have to keep up the maintenance, the watering, I gotta let the fruit ripen, and then I get to pick it." You're like, "Nope, my crop is fertile, and I just need to let it do its thing." It's like, be okay this time to kinda, like, sit back and enjoy the laurels of your success, and it's also, like, be okay that you might have success when others around you right now don't, and, like, it's okay for you to enjoy your success. You don't need to, I don't know where I heard this from, but it was, get friends that when you call to share good news, you're celebrated instead of people thinking that you're bragging. So you're not gonna be able to share your good stuff with everyone, but that's why you get your family, that's why you get your friends, you get that close circle, you're like, "Guys, look at all this good stuff going for me," and they're just celebrating with you. So, like, just be okay if others around you don't have that much success around you. Like, there's only one king, there's only one emperor, there's only one general. Like, be okay with that. Be okay that you hit some success because it's really about you, like, yeah, don't even get into what's right, what's wrong, how should I morally spend my money in a good way? I should be helping community. No, right now you're at a phase of enjoying the hard work you put in, the plan that you stuck to, your intuition that you trusted and that you kept going. So literally just be okay with enjoying. If you try to get a little too involved with trying to, like, help other people, those less fortunate than you, those who didn't plan as well as you planned, or those who in a different plan, it's going to make you want to, like, close off because you haven't solidified the vibe yet of being okay with you being happy while others aren't. You haven't solidified that yet. So it's a new budding vibe within you. Allow it to grow until you're at a phase of, I can hold my happiness with me and also room for them being sad for the differences of what's going on in our life. Um, Yeah, and just keep putting in the work that you've been doing to maintain your happiness, keep putting it in. Because a lot of, I think, your work for happiness has been, like, more on the mental, emotional side. Um, you're definitely you gotta keep doing the work that you've been doing for your mental and emotional sanity, like, 100%, you gotta keep doing it, okay? Because, like, if you go to the gym after 6 months, you start, losing weight, bulking up, getting some gains. If you For 6 months, if you skip a week or 2, you're gonna be like, "Okay, nothing bad happened." If you skip another week or 2, you're not gonna be able to lift as heavy, you're not gonna be able to run as far. If you skip 3 months, it's like overnight it's gonna be like, "Wait, where'd my muscle go?" Right? So it's the same thing with your mental clarity and your emotional happiness. If you've been meditating every day and just writing a satisfaction list, keep that up. You gotta keep that up. Yeah, all I can enjoy your success, keep it up. Keep it up. All right, guys, lots of love to all of you this week. I will work on fire signs later this week. But enjoy. Bye, guys.